Foreword. I met Tepphia Yuty on the JR line, a passenger train from Shibuya to Harajuku. She was practicing her forms when I questioned her on her horse stance. We quickly discovered that I used to take cross-stitching classes with her Seebach Lung's dry cleaner's nephew. While I planned on petting owls at the cafe on my lunch break, I instead remained on the train to prattle with my newfound comrade. We spoke of the political, the apolitical, the mundane, and the amundianical. In 12 minutes, I learned more about myself than I had in the previous 30. I was in love. Love turned to lust. Lust turned to respect. Respect became boring. Boring became exhilarating. Though most of our conversations since have been over Facebook Messenger, and most of those conversations have consisted mostly of animated GIFs of horses, it hasn't made them any less remarkable. As a man of 260 years myself, I can truly appreciate Tephia's snarky wit and delightful candor. This timeless, androgynous time god has made me whole again, and her shared penchant for the ubiquitous has enchanted the effervescent zeal of my own oeuvre. I encourage you, the reader, the listener, the student, to take a moment and contemplate the inevitable as I once did, long before I became the premier danseur I am today. Cheers. Botch Teatparish. For the sake of this foreword, I have invented this non-existent word.
BA5IS by Tepphia Yuty. The worker hands me my pill. Strange that something so small could have such a large impact. But BA5IS changed everything. No, I tell myself, I control my destiny. I looked up and saw people start to collapse. People like my sister Tertiary. I try to run to her, but Zen holds me back. He's stronger than I expected. She's an undone, he whispers. You can't help her. Watch, he tells me. Watch and remember this, Vespa. The workers do nothing to help the ruined. And so, we're all undone. Zen and I ride the mag train back in silence. I feel like I should be crying, but there are no tears. Only anger. Anger that's only fueled by my Aunt Marguerite's blank expression at the news of Tertiary's death. I have no family. Suddenly, all the years of her refusal to discuss my parents' disappearance makes sense. I need to find what she's been hiding. The fermented drink my aunt poorly hides works in my favor tonight. She'll be out for hours. More than enough time to pilfer. She falls asleep and I head to her safe. It's been years since Dad secretly taught me lockpicking, but I still remember. If Marguerite hates one thing, it's technology. The safe behind the bookshelf is older than Prime Nihon herself. Lucky me. The first thing I find is a photo of Tertiary and me. Her porcelain skin is a stark contrast to my pasty white. I miss her. Curbing rising heartache, I then find the charm bracelet I thought I'd lost years ago. The one Mom left me. Why is this here? I slip it onto my wrist. I'll get in trouble if I'm caught wearing it, but I'm sure my long sleeves will cover it up. You're stalling, Vespa. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Is a file labeled incriminating evidence too much to ask? Wait. Dad's research journal. Marguerite told me it had been destroyed. I open it, but it's confusing. I'll ask Zen for help. Not like I have a lot of options. I could... No. Zen would never let me hear the end of it if I reached out to Dorian Thorne. I hear the front door burst open. Slint, I curse under my breath. The blue suits are doing random house searches again. This batch of lamoids didn't bother trying to knock. Maybe this has to do with Tertiary. I'm not sticking around to find out. I stuff Dad's journal into my shirt and throw the window open. It's a long jump to my hovercycle. I don't think I can make it. Vespa, a voice whispers. Jump! Are you blitzed? I snap back. Don't worry, I'll catch you. I'm less than relieved. Still, I have little choice. I leap. The wind rushes through my hair, and I suddenly find myself in Dorian's arms. Admit it, Dorian started. You missed me. Hard to miss someone you despise, says the girl snuggled up against me. Ugh. It's been years since Dorian was demoted for refusing BA5IS. He's somehow managed to stay youthful without the drug. We should all be so lucky. Before I can dwell on how different today would be if tertiary had refused, Dorian takes my hand. I heard about your sister, he whispers as if reading my mind. I'm sorry. His grip on my hand tightens. But we have to go. Vespa Price! Someone shouts. The voice is colored in 8 shades of piss the hell off. Whoa. That came from my bedroom. Dorian leaps onto my hovercycle. Get on! But I'm a better pilot. Fine, you fly. He rolls his eyes. Let's just go! And we're off. With my eyes forward, I know they're watching. As I push on, I can't help myself. Why do I know that voice? Dorian wraps his arms around my waist. He smells like fire. Turn right. But that'll take us to the dark zone. Exactly. Dorian's all-knowing smirk tormented me even hours later. I don't remember much after that. It was as if I'd fallen asleep. Are you sure? I wake to the sound of hushed voices nearby. Professor Tesla said she's the key. She doesn't look like much. Yeah, she doesn't look... Don't agree just because she's your sister. I agree because she's my twin. Totally different. The door opens and I'm greeted with my mirror image. If my mirror image were a fit teen with a gorgeous tan and a badass scar. Noelle, don't bother, my badass doppelganger says as red-headed identical twins sidled up behind her. She's awake. Whoa. Glad we rescued you from the cradle at printing, Noelle, one of the redheads smirks. You could have turned out like this one. I don't know, the other twin chimes in. I could definitely see her rocking totalitarian gray. The other twin laughs. That's impossible. Noelle points at my charm bracelet. Her ID wristband. They used different codes when they built her. My mother gave this to me. I say more to myself than anyone else. Noelle sighs. We know she was a biotech genius. In fact, Red One chirps, she's the one who invented BA5IS 500 years ago. What? No. Red 2 sighs. She never told you? Red 1 nudges his twin. Does that look like a knowing face? She's gonna retch. Noelle groans. Enough, reciprocate twits. The professor said we had to alert her as soon as Vespa woke up. Noelle side-eyes the twins. Oh, Slint! The twins race out. I sit up. Whose bedroom is this? Where's Borean? He's around. But Dorian Thorne isn't who you should be worried about. Zen, what are you... Keeping my promise to your parents and protecting you, he glowers. And risking my life. You're welcome. This isn't the Zen I've come to know and care for. The guy standing before me hasn't known much in the way of happiness. You can leave now if you want, Noelle says. Like hell, Zen snaps. I don't trust you any more than the Union. I'm staying. Careful, Noelle. Dorian enters. Zen here is using his tough guy voice. He's been practicing it in the mirror for years. I can handle myself, Noelle scoffs. Is the professor ready? That's why I'm here. Noelle turns to me. Then let's go. How best to describe Professor Elaine Maribel Tesla? Scattered, loopy, very fond of the sound of her own voice, and a Scorpio. You look just like your mom, she gushes. Well, you all do, in a way. She frowns. Maybe mom is the wrong word. Prime? If she sees my confusion, it doesn't stop her. Which would be ironic, since prime means ma'am. Right. Focus, Elaine. As you know, BA5IS was invented 500 years ago to cure aging, but the Union has been hiding one of its darkest side effects. Death is a hell of a side effect, I hear myself say. Professor Tesla pushes up her glasses. The dead are the lucky ones. BA5IS halts the aging process, but it also halts certain brain development, specifically the part governing free will. Oh. Yeah, Red One says. Oh. Andreas. Red One, Andreas, crosses his arm. Spoil sport. Why doesn't everyone know this? I ask. The Union decided that the side effects were beneficial to their cause. Tesla leans back. Your parents had other ideas. Noelle scoffs. Her parents. Something to add, Miss Spector? No? Then, we shouldn't reveal too much just yet. Before Noelle can explain, the room is rocked by an explosion. Red 2 pulls out her plasma gun. Blue suits! How did they find us? Couple theories spring to mind, Zen says while eyeing Dorian. Professor Tesla mutters. Anyone else hear a beeping? The beeping swells and the room glows green. Zen grabs my hand. Don't let go. For a moment, he almost seems kind again. What have you done? Dorian asks Noelle. He steps in front of Zen and I. Noelle smiles. It's too late to save her, Dorian. I feel heat bubbling inside of me. My hair begins to glow red. Noelle looks horrified. But how? You shouldn't be able to. You aren't the only one that came prepared. Dorian motions to my charm bracelet. Zen pulls me to him. Whatever happens, I will always find you. Zen tears a charm off my bracelet. No! Noelle screams as the world around me fades to black. Take care of her, Zen tells Dorian. Zen, what are you? Find your father, Zen interrupts. He'll know what to do. I wake up slowly in a room I don't recognize. Dorian is lying beside me, unmoving. I sit up and take in the scenery. Where are we? A zeppelin flies overhead. When are we? To be continued.